Thank you for tuning in to Filamet Focus, the podcast where we talk about 3D printing with filament from the Virtual Foundry. I am your host, Austin Triggs, and today we're diving deep into build plate options, including how to prepare them and which ones to avoid. First up, let's talk about PEI powder-coated spring steel build plates. These are our favorite build plate for material testing around here and our top recommendation for anyone looking for a build plate. This is because no prep is required. You just slap it in and start printing. The powder coating holds that part down really well, and then the spring steel makes it easy for you to flex it and take the part off after the print is done. And honestly, this is one of the most user-friendly options out there. Again, like I mentioned just a second ago, the filament sticks really well to it, and that's even when the build plate is dirty, which is where other materials would struggle. Now let's talk about glass. Glass is a popular choice because it's flat and it gives you smooth bottom layers. And if you're using a glass build plate with filament, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. So starting with cleaning, you're going to want to clean that build plate with isopropyl alcohol before you start your print. And then you need to make sure in your slicer you have it set to 65 degrees Celsius on the build plate to make sure that it's at the proper heat. Now, after the print is done, removal can be tricky. The trick here is just a little bit of thermal shock. You'll take that hot build plate out of your printer carefully and set it on a cold surface. This rapid change in temperature helps to release that part quickly, but just a heads up, don't freeze the build plate, as freezing it can cause the entire thing to shrink at pretty close to the same rate, which means it's all still going to be stuck to the build plate, and then it's a little bit more challenging to get it off. If it doesn't quite come off all the way when you put it on the cold surface, a razor blade can help quite a bit. And then these same guidelines for glass build plates also apply to G10 as well. Lastly, if you're using smooth PEI, polycarbonate, polyethylene, or polypropylene build plates, do not print directly on that build plate with filament. And this is because filament will essentially weld itself to that build plate. And when you go to try to remove your part, the build plate's going to get damaged and probably the print too. Instead of these materials, as well as plain steel and plain aluminum, we recommend going with a layer of blue painter's tape over that build plate to ensure that you're going to be able to pull that off after the print is complete. And finally, I do want to mention no testing has been conducted on PEO, PET, or PEZ, or carbon fiber build plates. That wraps up today's episode on build plates. Hopefully you found this information useful. Thank you for tuning in to Filamet Focus. Don't forget to subscribe to Filamet Focus on your podcast player of choice. Check out our show notes at thevirtualfoundry.com/filametfocus and email us at info@thevirtualfoundry.com. Happy printing.